Matt Smith was the sole Australian who qualified for this year's US Amateur Championship, and he finished with a top 32 result after getting through the match play segment in Oklahoma. I've managed to have a quick word with Matt. Matt, welcome.
Anthony.
I must say it must have been some experience for you qualifying for your first US Amateur, also to get through the stroke play and then to make it through the match play.
Yeah, it was just an awesome week. Everything kind of fell in place and it's a great experience.
What do you notice the most difference with playing a US Amateur compared to some of the other main amateur events that you've been playing here in the US?
Just the height, really. I mean, it's on TV. Everybody kind of schedules their summer golf around the US Amateur, and everybody tries to peak for the Amateur. So just the level of excitement everybody has at the tournament is amazing.
You were a medalist at the Rawls Creek qualification sectional. Going into this US Amateur, what were some of the things you were trying to achieve? What were your goals?
Obviously, just trying to have a good week. I mean, it's 2 rounds of stroke and then match play. So the big goal is to get in a match play and to see what happens after that. This is a tournament that it's more of a marathon, not a sprint. So I just had to take it day by day, and I thought it did that pretty well.
Making it through to the top 32, do you come away with a lot of positives? Are you happy with your achievement this year in the US Amateur?
I mean, yeah, it was a bit of a bittersweet. I mean, I obviously would have liked to go on further, but to put it in perspective, there's 312 guys teed up on Monday to get through to the match play, and to beat that many players and to get in the top 64 match play and then win my first match and then the 32 was quite a achievement. So I was pretty happy with that.
Like you mentioned, there's a number of hurdles just to get into the US Amateur Championship and then to survive at the stroke round, the match play round. How important was these experiences for your overall player development?
It's a major kind of stepping stone, and just trying to cope with different pressures, and like you said, with getting through the stroke play, and then just a different ball game with match play. It can be a little bit more aggressive, and you just have to try to beat your opponent on the day. So all in all, it was just a great experience.
It's been 3 years now since you've come over here to the US. You're based at Texas Tech. What are some of the positives of having been based here in the US compared to, say, remaining back home in Australia?
I think it's just seeing different courses. I get to play week in, week out college golf with guys that are kind of older than me. They're seniors and they're wanting to turn professional, and I see some of them playing on the PGA Tour. So the level of competition week in, week out is really quite, depth is unbelievable, and we play on great courses, and it's just a really, really fun place to play.
You mentioned to me earlier on that you plan to head back to Australia in December. Are you going to try and schedule some main amateur events back home in Australia when you get there?
Well, I'd love to stay as long as I could because it's going to be summertime. But one major tournament, the Master of the Amateurs, I'd really like to play in. I've heard some guys from America that came over and played it, and they talked really highly of it, and that could fit in my schedule kind of nicely. So hopefully I could get an invite into the Master of the Amateurs, which would be good.
You've had some success back in Australia with some of the main amateur events there. When you look at your game now compared to what it was back when you left 3 years ago, what do you notice is the main difference with yourself?
I think just being comfortable in different situations, playing collegiate golf and then being able to play a full schedule in the American summer. I mean, you have so many different tests, and now I'm just kind of more comfortable going to different sites and different tournaments and dealing with all the external pressures and other things like that. I think that's the biggest improvement in my game right now.
Well, Matt, it was great to see an Aussie get through to the US Amateur. You did exceptionally well. You've got to take a lot of positives away from it. We wish you well here in the US as you continue ahead with your US collegiate career.
Thanks, Anthony. Cheers.